It's showtime, folks.
Welcome back. Absolute Cinema, baby. It is the Beoc Memes pregame show. Back at it again the night before. Previewing the Monday night, 9 o'clock Central Time, Chicago Blackhawks, Seattle Kraken game. You can tell by the tone of my voice how excited I am for this one. I don't know what it is, man. I just feel like the Seattle Kraken are one of the more boring teams in the league to watch. Now, maybe this year they're on a bit of an upward trajectory. I haven't watched a ton of Seattle Kraken hockey this year, to be honest, so maybe they're exciting now. I don't know. We'll see tomorrow if they're excited to watch now. But just since they've been in the league the past 5 years, just there's not a lot of exciting Seattle Kraken hockey games that I've tuned in to watch. Although I will say there have been some pretty fun ones against the Hawks. I was at the one in the 2022-2023 season. I was at January game, that 8-5 game. That was the Bedard tank year. I believe Mrazek let in like 4 goals and 5 shots in that game. I attended that game. So that was one of the crazier hockey games I've been to probably in my life. Otherwise, though, yeah, Seattle Kraken, not the most exciting team of all time. Really, even since they entered the league. Just the branding, the jerseys, the arena, just the team in general. Just, it's mid. Like, I don't dislike the Seattle Kraken. I don't like them either. They're just average. I just feel like that franchise organization is this addiction definition of mid. In my opinion, absolute mid. But hey, that's just one man's opinion, right? But yeah, 9 o'clock start. Gotta love those good old 9 o'clock starts. If you flip the 9 upside down, it's actually a 6. So a good old 6 o'clock start, as Pat Foley would say. Yeah, unfortunately, I got to get used to those. This little West Coast trip here. A lot of late games on the horizon here. So especially this time of year, too, where it's super dark out, approaching the wintertime, fall, we're in the fall. Now we're not in the winter. I'm a season ahead here. But yeah, this time of year, I mean, the seasonal stuff is pretty dark. So that's why I'm wearing my all black today, because it's just really dark out there. And yeah, and that's how I feel watching these 9 o'clock games, man. Like, I will say, like, normally I'm pretty alive at night. Normally, like the darkness, I'm fond of it. I embrace it. But this time of year, for whatever reason, just it feels a bit different. It feels a bit off. But maybe that's just me, right? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Chicago Blackhawks, Seattle Kraken, getting right into it. Well, actually, before we do that, I think we got to discuss the elephant in the room here. Bear down, Chicago Bears. Let's go, baby. Bear down. Chicago Bears take a 47-42 dub today against the Cincinnati Bengals. And what was the game of all time? I think we got to spend a little bit of time talking about this. What was that game? What on earth was that Chicago Bears game? I mean, I thought they were going to choke. I thought they choked it away. It looked like they choked it away. But somehow, Loveland, man. I love Loveland. I love Loveland. I mean, our tight end draft pick from this past year, 2025 draft class, and Colston, he had an outstanding game, man. Especially in game 2 where Cole Kmet left of injury, and then he ends up having his legacy game. So, Loveland was fantastic. Had the game-winning drive there in the end there. Caleb Williams up and down game for him, but hey, show up when it mattered, right? You gotta love, in the Ben Johnson era, right? The Chicago Bears finally have a competent offense. And what takes a step back? The defense. Historically, the Bears have always had a great defense, and the absolute second they develop a system that runs a competent offense under Ben Johnson, of course they figure out how to defend. And 47-42, it's like a college football game, man. But no, good to see the Bears come away. They proved to 5-3, and that's helped them out in the playoff race, especially with the Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions losing today. So big day for the Bears. I'd love to see that, and hopefully sign things to come. Because normally this year when the Bears win, the Hawks also win. So hopefully that means, on Blackhawks Eve here, Bears win will lead to a Hawks win tomorrow, right? No correlation. I think math teachers would say there's no correlation there. I think there is a correlation. I think there's a positive correlation in that relationship there. We shall see. But yeah, getting into this matchup here. Good start to the year for the Kraken. They're 5-2-4 so far. We're 5-4-3, so pretty similar records. A lot of the teams we faced recently, you've had pretty similar records to it, must be said. So yeah, they've got a pretty good start this year. Again, so far in the franchise history, voice crack, they've been pretty mid. They're pretty ass their first year in the league. Second year, they surprisingly made the playoffs, and actually they beat the Avalanche that year and made the round 2. The last 2 years, though, they haven't made the playoffs. They've been mid, so they're hoping to get back into contention this year. And so far, it's been the case. They've looked pretty good so far. It's just some stats leading into this one. We have our power plays 18.9%, 20th in the league. Theirs is 21.9, 12th. Penalty kill, ours is at 82%, 13th in the league. Theirs is at 67.9. which is 28th in the league. So hopefully we can take advantage of that penalty kill tomorrow. And hopefully the power play can see some improvement there. Goals for per game, we're at 3.17, 17th. They're at 2.73, 24th. Goals allowed per game, we're at 2.83, 11th. And they're at 2.82, 9th. So those are some metrics leading into this one. And let's get into some line combinations, shall we? Let's see what the Seattle Kraken are cooking in the line department in terms of lines. Yes, we got on offense Berkeley Catton on line 1 with Matty Beniers and Jordan Eberle. Yeah, it's a solid first line. I'd say that'd be a better looking second line, but Matty Beniers, he won the Calder of the year before Bedard, 2023, right? Berkeley Catton is one of the more promising young prospects, young forward prospects. He's been pretty exciting to watch. And then, Jordan Eberle, Edmonton Oilers legend Jordan Eberle, one of their better vets. In the second line, they got Jaden Schwartz. May the Schwartz be with you. Spaceballs reference. Comment if you've seen Spaceballs. If you haven't seen Spaceballs, that's my homework assignment for you. You have to watch Spaceballs by the end of the week. If you don't turn in that assignment, there's going to be repercussions. So, watch Spaceballs. W movie. It's basically a Star Wars / other space movie parody type thing. It's good stuff. Yeah, and back to the Seattle Kraken line here. I just went a Spaceballs tangent, but back to the Seattle Kraken line. They got Chandler Stevenson and Eli Tolvanen on line 2, helping out Jaden Schwartz there. Which, again, that looks more like a third line than a second line. But anyway, and third line, they got Mason Marchment, who they added in the offseason. Shane Wright. The price is right. I remember back in 2022, everybody assumed he was going to go first overall to the Canadiens. He dropped all the way to 4. Still kind of waiting for that breakout from him, but, still got a bright future there. And then Capo Kakko, the former second overall pick from the Rangers. I think it seems like things looking up for him in Seattle land. He's still looking to become the player that he was touted to be. Maybe the Kraken give him an opportunity there. And fourth line, they got Ty Cartier, Ben Myers, and Ryan Winterton. Who are those people exactly? It beats me. They are hockey players that exist. That's the Seattle Kraken's offense. I'd say three solid third overall lines, and then the fourth line is looks like an AHL line. But anyway, that's just me. What do I know? And then on D, they got Vince Dunn. Vince Dunn, that's a solid defense right there. That's a solid number 1 defense and one of the more underrated defense in the league, I would say. Adam Larson, the guy who was infamously traded for Taylor Hall. That trade still doesn't make sense to me to this day. I don't know what the Oilers are doing on that one, but Blackhawks legend Taylor Hall referenced. And then pair 2, they got Ryan Lindgren and Brendan Montour. Florida Panthers legend Brendan Montour. Solid acquisition there. Pretty good, two-way offensive defenseman there. So you can quarterback your power play, right? Good skater, smooth skater. Then they got Josh Mahura and Jamie Oleksiak, pair 3. Then in net, they got Joey Decord and Phil Grubauer. I'm not sure how Grubauer is still there. He struggled the last few years, but Decord's definitely taking the reins as their starter. They're doing some injuries right now, actually. It says Capo Kakko's an IR. I don't know why I'm seeing the lineup then. I don't know if that's accurate. But Jared McCann, he's been their top sniper, top goal scorer the last few years. He's out right now, so that's a pretty big loss for them. And Freddie Gaudreau is out as well as Riker Evans. So they're doing some injuries right now, so hopefully that could be a benefit for us, right? For the Blackhawks, I don't think we're changing anything. I think the combos we've been running have been working. Green, Bedard, Burakovsky, Tavo, Nazar, Bird, Donato, Doc, Mikheyev. Good to see Mikheyev draw back in last game. Definitely were missing him. Slaggert, Foligno. Dickinson looks like he's still out, so whatever injury he has, he's still nursing, so he's still out for now. Then defensively, Vlasic Rinzel, Grzelcyk Murphy, Kaiser Lepshinov, and Crevier. So nothing's changed there. I wonder if we're going to run a net tomorrow, actually. I wonder if Daily Faceoff has an answer there. Let's check Daily Faceoff, see if we got some goalie we got the goalie matchups figured out. Probably won't know that till tomorrow. For now, it says Spencer Knight, Joey Decord. Both those are confirmed. We'll probably have an answer to that tomorrow. I mean, the Hawks haven't played Soda in like a week, so I wouldn't shock if we went back to Soda. But again, Knight had a good bounce back performance, so we'll see if they go back to him. But I'd be surprised if they didn't go back to Soda at some point here. He hasn't played in a while. And then the Kraken definitely been playing Decord for the majority of the starts this year. He's definitely been their guy, so they'll probably stick with him, I'd imagine. All right, score predictions. I think this is going to be a low-scoring affair. I think this is going to be one of those games that's kind of bumping and grinding, not a ton of opportunities, right? A defensive battle. That's kind of the way the Kraken play, right? I'm not super flashy, right? So I think, it's going to be one of those defensive kind of, trench warfare type of games. So I would say the Hawks come away with this one, though. They've lost 2 straight games, looking for their first dub, the road trip. This is the close to the halfway point of the road trip, right? Third game, the 6-game road trip. Got to get a win here eventually, right? You don't want to go on a long losing streak, a long drought without, picking up some points here. So I say the Hawks find a way to come away with this one in a low-scoring affair. I'll say it's a 3-1 win. 3-1 Hawks win, I'd say, is my prediction. I hope we could do that. I would say the Kraken have been kind of a kryptonite for this team. The Hawks' record against the Kraken since they've been in the league, I don't think it's very good. Yeah, so yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, the Hawks can kind of reverse that trend here a little bit. But yeah, I feel good about Hawks win tomorrow. I think they're due for I thought they played well against the Oilers. I thought they deserved that win. They didn't come away with it. If they play that way again, I think they're going to come away with the dub against the Kraken. The Kraken are definitely a downgrade from the Oilers in terms of the talent department. So I think it's a team with a lot of depth, the Kraken, but not a ton of star power. So kind of the opposite of the Oilers in that regard. So and kind of the opposite of the way they play too. It's not a very offensive team. It's more of a defensive oriented squad. So, but yeah, I think the Hawks. So yeah, I think they're going to get back in victory lane here, get the first win of the month, and get back on track here. So I say 3-1 Hawks win. That sounds right to me. Hopefully we see a big game from Connor Bedard, right? Who said he would do anything to play for Team Canada at the 2026 Olympics. Anything. What do you mean by that, Bedsy? What do you mean you would do anything? Very interesting stuff from Connor Bedard there, but hopefully we see a big game from Pookie. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it. Honestly, I'm not. This is gonna be a shorter pregame. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of tired, so I don't like making excuses. But I don't think some of these pregames. I don't think they need to go for super long amounts of time. I don't think this is a game that really needs a ton of pregame analysis. A Chicago Blackhawks Seattle Kraken 9 o'clock Monday game. Don't think needs to be a long pregame. But hey, we're doing these pregames. I'm gonna keep doing them. So. For now, we'll see. Maybe we'll do some different stuff in the future, right? We're going to do all the post games, but maybe in the future, instead of doing a pregame, we just do different types of videos or something. I'm open to everything. I'm open to all ideas in the future. So y'all can let me know what you think about it. I feel like the pregames might get a bit stale after a while, a bit repetitive, boring. If I'm wrong about that, we'll keep doing them. But in my opinion, yeah, I'm open to change. I'm open to different ideas, maybe different video topics. So more like that Blackhawks aura video, more stuff like that. I feel like some more types of videos would help spice things up a little bit. I think we could use a little bit of a spark, a bit of a spicing of things up here. But yeah, that's something to think about for the future. But yeah, otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. I believe we're at 585 subs, so thank you all very much for that. And like this video around, share it around friends, family, loved ones. I appreciate that a ton. And yes, we will see you all tomorrow for the post-game show to Blackhawks Kraken. We will see you all then. Bjork memes out, baby. Bye-bye. Boop.